Isang magandang gabi po sa kanilang lahat. Alam po ninyo, magtatatlong taon na nami-miss ko introduce ang dati kong boss. Excited ako na introduce ko siya ulit ngayon. Ang pinakamagiting na Pangulo ng Pilipinas, si Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Thank you. Salamat po. Opo po kayo. Ito parang hindi kami nagkakaintindihan dito kanina pa. Pagdating ko. Because I thought all the while that the party, PDP, at this time would be ready to announce a senatorial slate. At least, ilang yung tao na galing ng PDP na gustong tumakbo. Apparently, last minute discussion was that we are not ready to do that. Pero wala naman tayong pag-usapan. Wala naman akong ibibigay sa iyo ng pera. Wala naman tayong pera. Kaya na pag na-presidente ulit ang PDP laban ako. Yung si Ruben Padilla, alam niya kung paano gastusin ang peace and order pati discretionary fund. Tuturuan ko siya. Yung legal na walang nakawan. It goes with the office. Ganun yan. Kabiro lang yan. Meron ang presidente, kagaya ko, wala naman talaga akong pera, either as being mayor for so many years. Wala talaga. So, parang meron sa gobyerno. At ang gobyerno naman hindi hangul. Hindi sa angol sa Tagalog. Hindi matakaw. Meron talaga yung discretionary fund, pati yung those are for political expenses of a president or a mayor for that matter. Kasi yan man talaga nasa gobyerno. Whether you like it or not, otherwise, magnanakaw yung gago. Sana ibigay, politiko yung the position itself is political. Now all you need to do is a meager amount to get into the office. Once you are there, you have to dispense with so many problems of humanity, including expenses for election. But more of the money would go to itong mga social services. Baka akalaan lang rin ninyo, hindi naman lahat na may pera. Walang pera sa ano. Mauubos talaga sa pangangailangan ng tao. Kasi hindi lahat na referrals na may sakit ito, sakit doon, merong karamihan yung most of the, kasi yung maipadala mo sa ospital, sa regional, sa provincial, madali yun. Ba't mo yung magpunta sa opisina mo tapos magpresenta ng resita ng cancer and other ailments na hindi available doon sa programa mo sa opisina for medical expenses. Iyan ang mahirap. Kaya minsan, ang akala talaga ng karamihan, perception is, baka akala nila talaga nagnanakaw yung mayor pati governor. As a matter of fact, ano yan sila yung ipit sa karamihan ng problema ng bayan na wala sa budget, either for social services or wala, out of the blue, mga cancer treatments, kung ano-ano, yung hindi makauwi na gustong umuwi, hindi mo ilagay mo sa budget yan eh. And even if you have the discretionary fund, now I tell you now because I am retired, nakikita naman niyo ang sitwasyon ko. Kung tagang may pera na pwede mong minahin mo man, tagtag ka pa. Baski may pera sa gobyerno, kung talagang if you want to solve the problem of humanity once you are in public office, kulang pa yan. Dagdag ka pa dyan. Pati na yung sweldo mo. Kasi government can only appropriate 300,000 discretionary fund, kung ano-ano. Specific yan. But outside yung hospitalization, assistance and all, pag hindi nakuha yan, yung medisina wala sa ospital, hindi nakukuha yan sa bulsa ng tao. And most of the cancer, walang, kasi kayo sa gobyerno, tagal naman kayo. May mga line expenses ba nakalinya dyan for cancer patients for the second, third, and first? Wala. So yun ang karamihan ng tao. Hindi madali. Hindi madali ang public office. Mas nga nasabihin mo, magnakaw ka ng pera, mauubos rin yan sa tulong ng tao. Kasi paglabas dyan sa budget, you're only limited for medical assistance. You cannot program the sickness or ailments of a community, for example, like Davao, kung ilan ang magkasakit ng cancer, kung ilan ang magkasakit ng ano-ano dyan, outside of yung flu, yung appendicitis, pwede mong sa regional office yan. But in most cases, yung lalapit sa iyo, yung wala maibigay sa lokal. Yan talaga ang problema. So, paski nasabihin mong gusto mo magnakaw, wala kang panahon magnakaw kasi kailangan ng tao. And if you want to stay in power, hindi ka naman pwede mag-one term ka nandyan, you have to distribute money. At pag wala na yung public funds at yung mga milyonaryo, then you have to shell out. Yun ang experience. Paniwala ako, galing ako dyan. I've been mayor for almost 26 years. Yung presidente ako, kulang talaga. So, each time we meet would be a learning process for you. Sa lahat din gustong umabot naman. Kasi naman ang karamihan dito, potentially, or ibig sabihin natin well, more or less those who are inclined towards public office. At makita naman ninyo, lahat ng nag-survey ng mayor sa inyo, gobernador, naging multimillionaire ba sila pagkatapos? I mean, magprakalahan yan. On a practical side. Kita ba rin yung mayor ninyo may asyenda ng coconut plantation? It's always, well, of course, you go into public office to serve, and whatever money is there, aplenty, but walang opisina may sobra para nakawin mo. Unless yung ibang opisina. Pero on the level sa bubugan sa day-to-day, yung walang mga accounting, ayaw ko na lang sabihin yung kita. I do not want to speculate. Alam na ninyo, hindi harap yung tao araw-araw. Pero yung mga opisina, mayor, maski na hindi elected, walang araw-araw talaga magpipilitan ng mga gastos. So at the end of the day, yung masabi nila, bigyan ka ng 300, bigyan ka 300, 400, half a million. Kasi yung Davao City, with a population of, I don't know how, ilan na ngayon. Bigyan mo ng 20, 25, 50 million. Unang yan. Ilang ang population ng Davao? How big Davao is? Ilang tao na magkasakit dito na pwedeng pumunta ng doktor magpagamot? How many percent of the total population? Even sa lugar ninyo. Ilang tao lang ang pwede pumunta ng doktor para magbayad. So ilang porsyento ang mga tao dyan na wala talagang mapuntahan, except to the politician. Kaya hindi mo masisi ang tao. For tubig, takbo sa barangay captain yan. Barangay captain tatakbo sa mayor, governor. Eskwelahan, tatakbo sa barangay captain yan, tatakbo sa mayor, deputy mayor, mayor, maghanap siya ng pera. Lahat na. No amount of money is ever enough unless masahol ka talaga ng tao na hayaan mo yung problema, magkalat na kayo dyan, magpakamatay kayo, bahala kayo sa sarili ninyo at hindi ka tumulong. And even then, maski nasabihin mo malalaman ng tao, malalaman ng probinsya, at in the final days of your political life and your physical life, malaman ng tao kung magkano ang ninakaw o ginastos mo para sa bayan. May prepared speech ako, pero hindi ko babasahin. Wala ito kasi puro aside from my strong belief in their capacity to legislate, I am confident that they will always have the best interest of the Filipinos and the country in mind. Do we have to discuss this? Anak na, kung tatakbo ka, what are you there for? Kung tatakbo ka ng swerte, tatakbo ka ng barangay captain, tatakbo ka na ngayon. Hindi mo sabihin may plano ka na kung paano magdakaw. Kung ganun, you are one of a kind. Maganda lang kasi tignan ang mayor because of the privileges and the barangay captain. Mayor, governor, senator, lahat yan. People's money yan. And when I am called to Malacanang for a conference with the President, do not expect me to use money from my pocket. I have to charge it sa gobyerno. Pag sinabi ng gobyerno, no, we will not allow reimbursement na, magnanakaw ka talaga. Bubulahan mo tayo dito. Ubusin mo pati yung pera mo. Tumakbo ka nga para yumaman eh. Ang public office would pave the way for you to do legitimate lang. Kasi pag may influence ka na, kagaya, negosyo, you have the influence. Yung asawa ko, siyempre, talagang arat ng magkakaroon ng pera kasi yung mga anak na siya. So, they have the connection. You have now the connection. Yung mga panja na Manila, mga franchise magkukuha. Those are the privileges of a politician. Pero kung sabihin mo magnanakaw, pero marami rin sila. Pero hindi lang. I assure you. Yung iba, because it paves a way for opportunities for you to talk to people. And maybe, kaya na siya, magpasok sila dito, and they would say that, Mayor, gusto mo yung isang franchise namin no? They would just say, tanggapin ko yan, pero huwag dito sa siyudad ko. Maybe, bigay ninyo yung isang, parang, for delicadeza. Pwede na, kunin mo yan. O sige, bigay mo sa akin. Total, legitimate yan eh. Pero, siguro, delicadeza, sabihin mo na, pwede mo bang ilagay natin yan sa Cotabato, akin. Pwede din ilagay natin sa Palawan para yung kita mo maubos doon sa pagbabiyahe mo para bantayan mo lang yung negosyo mo para hindi malunggi. Parang gano'n. Those are the let me yung laro ng politics and the opportunities for politicians to uplift. Either you have the choice of knockout, talagang you falsify documents or you invent projects or you maghingi ka ng pabor dyan sa mga mabigyan ka ng franchise dito, franchise dito. Ako, meron na. Nabigyan. Pero, sabi ko, huwag dito sa siyudad. When I was mayor, nabigyan kami. Franchise. Naman ng franchise ng Pandisan o Tanginan. Kaya naman mo ko kayo. Yun lang naman eh. Kasi gusto mong yumaman, huwag mo maghingi ka ng franchise. Nakakaw ka na lang. Pero kung dahan-dahan lang, legit, the only thing there is you have the connection. Hindi naman influence, but the connection. And yung iba naman, offer na meron kaming, we intend to open up a branch in somewhere in Oriental. You might be interested to invest. Huwag lang dito sa siyudad mo kasi however you look at it, people would always think that there is something attached to the business na binigay sa inyo. But anyway, mapasahin ko ba ito, no? May naisip, matanda na talaga ako. Maganda yung nasa isip ko kanina papunta dito. Ang problema, tataka ako kung bakit malayo. Malayo masyado sa downtown. Pati yung nag-travel ako dito, halos wala akong nasasalubong na sakyan. So sabi ko, putang ina to. Paano ito mga delegado magka-uwi ngayon? Walang problema yung maganda kasi marami yung mag-offer. Yung maganda pero matanda na. Sabagay, may maraming matatanda naman dito. Ito si Bato, hindi yung edad. Wala namang buhok eh. Pero na lang. I am glad that nagkita-kita tayo dito. Pero may ano talaga ako kanina. I have something na gusto kong sabihin sa inyo. It's about yung paano mo i-separate yung temptation to make money. Okay man yan. Kasi pag mag-asawa ka na, magtapos na tayo ng high school, college, huwag mong sabihin na kung paganoon ka, 5 ang anak mo, paano mo suportahan sa sweldo yan? Yung iba, even if you're a politician, you have to have something extra in. Hindi pwede yan. So yung magganun, marami yan. Maybe most of you will join government. Ito pala. Itong government service. Fundamentally, it's not really something which would really be highly profitable. But if you are content with just the simple things in life, government service would be good. Na hindi ako pupunta ng malayo, total, tapos na rin ako, whether or not in your judgment I succeeded o nagnakaw ako o hindi. Nasa inyo na yan. Hindi ko kung mapipilit, I cannot proclaim to the world that I was the most honest public official in the land. Nor would I say na ako yung pinakamaraming. Alam mo, public service talaga. I started my career para makuha ninyo ang the essence of public office. I started as a special counsel sa prosecution's office. Yun yung pinakamababa. Then I was appointed prosecutor for Rose Ponderans 3-2. Hindi ako umabot ng 1 because inabot ako ng election and I became the Vice Mayor of Davao City. From then on, tuloy-tuloy na ako. I never lost an election. I became mayor for several, many times over. Naka 9 years ako plus another set of 9 years. Became a congressman and eventually I I became president. Ang masabi ko sa public office, na kung kontento ka lang, as you go along higher, it will improve your environment, your situation. Kasi medyo malaki yung pera. Magkapag-aral ang mga anak mo. And kung maging politika ka, nasa politika ka, medyo marami kasi ang allowances and everything. Pwede ka magkapag-padala ng anak mo sa Maynila, aral sila doon. Pero kung sabihin mo na 10, hindi na kaya yan, 1 or 2 or 3, pwede ka makapag-aral lang. Just like my father. My father was governor for 3 years plus. Nakapag-aral kami, ako, pati yung kapatid ko. Yung iba dito na. Lumalaki na kasi yung expenses, bata pa kami, medyo kaya pa. Pero yung lumalaki kami, asawa na, kailangan na ng tulong yung iba, medyo lumiit yung so sila, dito na lang kayo. Kasi yung mga kapatid ninyo, may asawa na, kailangan ng tulong, you know, when you get to start in life, you are not that well off. Ang akin lang, because from a prosecutor, I was lucky enough to be a mayor and then eventually president. Noong na-presidente na ako, wala nang kasos kasi halos tapos na lahat. So yun lang ang maano ko sa inyo. Maybe kung naisipan ninyo to join the public service, not politics, okay. Maganda. If you are sincere and you are really competent in your estimation na kaya mo, try it. Give it a try. Dito sa harap ko, marami na akong nakikita dito na sa politika na. And they're making good. Yung perception na huwag ninyong disabuse the mind na yung mga politiko na sabihin mo na dyan sa politician rather na sa gobyerno. Meron, pero hindi lang. It depends on the opportunity sa office. Lalo na yung walang accounting. You can get the money and spend it just like as if it is your own. And there is probably no strict audit or an accounting for that money. But kung ikaw matino ka, you will gawin mo lang yung tama. Ayaw ko nang mamalayo kasi wala akong maituro dito na hindi ko kilala kung anong history nila. But ako started as a special counsel, prosecutor, then mayor, eventually diretso ako sa presidency. Natamaan ako sa presidency. My life is an open book. Kung saan ako nanggaling noong mayor pa ako, vice mayor pa ako, naging presidente ako, pagkatapos ko sa public service, nung fiscal pa ako, yung bahay ko sa Dunya Luisa, ganun. Anyan nakapag-paaral ako sa kanya. Sa iba walang pera, ito, pinaaral ko sa San Beda kasi galing ako doon. Bingmong, Medialdea. College of Law, San Beda rin. Ito po rin iba. Dito ko na sa si Inday, dito lang yan. Ito sana kasi ito kong kumuha ng law. Ang nangyari, common law lahat. Sabi ko kumuha ng law. After a few years, common laws na lahat. Ganun talaga sa buhay. Ginusto ko. O hindi mo makuha lahat. So, ganun lang ang short of relating to you what are the venets of life. Dito tayo, magkikita man tayo muli. It's a long way. Remember that lahat ng partido except PDP, nung nanalo si President Marcos, I'm not saying anything against it. Maybe he's a very good tactician na nakuha niya lahat ang partido. He was able to gather everybody and everything at natunaw. Wala namang partido. Wala ka na marinig na partido. No more. Except PDP. Ang PDP kasi hindi ito back up ng milyonaryo. Totoo lang yan. Wala itong bata-bata na ito kandidato ka sa tobacco, ito kandidato ka niya. No such thing. Ito kay Ramon ka, kay Lucio ka. Wala sa PDP yan. Wala talaga. I don't know, sa order. Kami dito wala. And we never ever hingi ng... Ako, kumpiyansa ako kasi malakas talaga ako sa ako. I mean, starting from my father, he was, I said, governor for so many years. And Davao City was part of the one big province na lahat ng tao dito bubuto ng governor. So, walang yun. Walang question na may political stock na. Yung sa iba. Siguro, ibang istorya, ibang equation naman. So, yan ang... Sandali spray. Itong may-ari nito, paki-alcohol naman ang microphone ninyo once upon a time. Ako mag-wine ako, not because I want to drink. It's because I have Berger's disease. Berger's disease is sakit ng utak. Pagka ang tao takot, ang ranto, Sprehan namin niya from time to time. Kaya mo na pagkatapos, ilipit. Pagkatapos, bukas na natin event. Naman dito, ang ilang laway na pala. Minsan, kung magkamali ka, malapit. Hindi naman. That's sanitation. Hindi naman. There's nothing objectionable to it. Ayaw mo namang kasakit. Saan ba po? Putang ina. Dito pala si Dab, PDP ka pala. Dab, tumindi ka nga Dab. Dab's Mamao is my contemporary dito sa San Beda. Class 72 kami. Is a Maranao ka ba? Parang ang lula ko kasi Maranao. Classmate kami from first year to Paghanap kayo ng muro na mahusay sa anong specialty domestic affairs. How many cases of unlim, mga legal separation, mga concubinates. Imuro to, dahil maraming asawa. Kabats kami na plus 22 December. Sa katandaan ko, nasaan na ako? Hindi, nasaan ako? Nandito pa ako sa Davao. Pahuho kayo darating yung panahon totoo na. You will get old. Pagka dumating ka, minsan, hindi naman lahat ng panahon. Sino ang pangalan mo? Pangalan mo sino? Yung taga Davao, alam ang pangalan niya. Ako hindi alam ang pangalan mo. O yung son-in-law mo naman. Sino pangalan ng nanay mo? Ganon yan. So, mas maganda kasi itong sense of belonging, actually. Mag-shortcut na ka. Mag-segue. Alam mo, elections are coming in. Remember that yung lahat ng mga partido na pumunta kay Marcos, I'm not saying anything against it. It is good. It shows the markmanship target ng ubusin kayo. Pero ang nagpaiwan kasi, ang talagang nagpaiwan, whether most vocal or in some places, silent. Pero nandito pa rin sa opposition, ang PDP. So, in a democracy, whether you like it or not, there has to be some form of dissent. Alam mo sa demokrasya, you define democracy. Sabihin mo lang, it's a system of government without dissent. And that is not democracy at all. Ang essence ng democracy, is kung may gusto mong sabihan karamihan, kisihoda kung 1,000 kayo, magsabi ito, at may isang tao na magsabi, hindi tama yan. That is democracy. But kung magsabi that, hallelujah, that is dictatorship. Kaya kailangan tayo, nandito man tayo ngayon sa, hindi man tayo identified. Well, you had like your heyday. I was the president a few years ago, and I hope na nakatulong ako sa inyo personally. But if not, then I hope that you'd recognize my effort really to just run government in the most regular way. Huwag na yung extraordinary. Regular na lang tayo. Kasi yun naman ang kaya natin. So, nandito tayo ulit. Nandoon lahat. Nandoon lahat ang partido. At alam ko matutunaw yan. At the end of Marcos' term, magre-regroup pa yan. Mag-aaway pa yan. While ang PDP, established na tayo, wala na tayong pag-aaway. Yan ang totoo. At wala tayong sinusunod. Believe man tayo kay Marcos. No problem about it. Marcos is good. Give it to him, the honor. Marcos is excellent. Walang problema. We will agree para wala na lang gulo. Talongan. Pero, well, wala naman, wala namang masabi. Otherwise, I'd be the first really to shout. Yung wala namang abuso si Marcos na for as long as he maintains his yung ganong ugali niya, okay lang. I think that I can live with him. I can bet with him. But huwag lang yung kagaya noon na may mga abuso, then there is favoritism, lalo na sa military. Sino lang ang papasok sa gusto nila, military yun. Walang iba. Ayaw pakialaman ng mga gago. So, yun mo ganun. For as long as government is run in a regular way, wala naman tayong problema. Ako, I don't have any qualms against Marcos. Serious enough for me to speak out and say, Mr. President, we do not agree with you. Mr. President, you are wrong. And Mr. President, you stop it. Kasi hindi na maganda sa bayan. I have not reached that point. But kung meron akong hindi nagustuhan, out of respect, hindi naman, it does not really would go into the core of governance na walang, hindi masyado abuso. Sinisekreto. Isabi na amo natin na alam mo, baka masobrahan. Ganon. Tutulong ako, pero in whispers, because hindi naman tayo sa oposisyon. But there has to be somebody on the opposite side. Ang tawag niya normally is opposition sa politika. Pero in a body politic, sa governance, in a democracy, kailangan talaga merong sa kabila. Because the checks and balance will come whether you like it or not. Because governance is not an easy thing. It's a gamot of so many things sa buhay ng Pilipino, ng isang community, country, na maraming problema pasok-labas. And somebody has to attend to the problem, solve the problem. But then again, there has to be somebody who says that you are doing it right or you are doing it wrong. Because we have to protect the people of the Republic of the Philippines. Yun naman ang role natin. Yung ano masabi, Mr. President, Mr. Marcos, I do not agree with you. You correct yourself in 1 month, otherwise we go to the rebel side. Hindi pwedeng ganon eh. Democracy is a checks and balances. So you check and you balance everything. And it is up to, nandiyan nga yung press freedom. What would carry the voices of yung administrasyon, pati yung opposition, would be the freedom of the press as guaranteed. At importante talaga yung press. Whether sometimes they are biased or not, but you have to give them the highest of respect because they carry the voice of the people, whether it is in the minority or the popular side of things. That is how it works. Ngayon, having said that, maraming malapit naman ang eleksyon, PDP is always, ewan ko kung bakit, pero maybe because hindi tayo nasanay sa pera. Ang PDP from the start, whether it was really intended or not intentional, ang PDP started talagang kantang poor boy. Wala masyadong pera, struggling, started from Cagayan. And may I just say in passing, bago ako nakalimutan, we were having that convention, I think, in Cagayan. The birthplace of PDP. Alam mo nang pupunta ka, alam mo kung sino nang pumunta doon na visible, recognized PDP leader? Girly Balaba. Ito lang. Siya lang. Doon ginawa yung PDP. It was hammered. Girl, magtindig ka, titignan yung tao kung sino ba. Tumitinig o marasok kanila. Ito si Gerle. Diyan nasira ang buhay ko. Nagbibiro lang ang Tagagagayan to. Nandito talaga ito. Dito yung announcer ito ng ABS-CBN. She's from Cagayan. Hindi niya Cagayan. Iba yung aking istasyon. Kung ano, RPN yung akin. Hindi ABS-CBN. Ang uyap ko taga-RPN. So yan, nandito na yung ano, mag-i-eleksyon na. Nandiyan na sa kanto. Ang PDP, walang pera. Nag-umpisa ang PDP, walang pera. Hanggang ngayon, wala tayong bucket. Walang pera. Kaya, ewan ko kung magka-uwi pa kayo, may pamasahe pa kayo. I do not even know if we can go home. Baka yung iba maglakad pa. And if you're planning to walk home, it is just a few kilometers. Sabihin nyo at we will provide the transportation. Kung kayo naman malayo at wala talagang pera, join the party of the President. Sigurado. Ang ibig kong sabihin, what really I'm trying